I think this is part 15, I think. Anyway, so we got the tappet cover. I didn't realize that I wasn't videoing for the first part, but basically all I do is take a little bit of the case sealant and I put it inside the edge of the gasket, and then I put a little bit around the outside too, or on the edge, and then put it on. I let it set and then finish tightening everything down. So I'm just going to, I'll go through that, do that right now, and then later, I'm trying to do a couple things today. So later on, we'll probably put some valve covers on. These won't be the valve covers they'll stay on, but I just want to have a set of valve covers on, just so there's a set on there. Try to keep some of the dirt, crap, and corruption out. And then, yeah, we will go from there. So these are the grommets. You just shove a bolt through it. To start with, I'm just going to put the case sealant on, and I snug these up and I let it sit for 25-30 minutes, and then I'll pull these back out again, and then put a little tiny bit of case sealant on them and drop a Loctite, and then we'll tighten them back down. But I like to make sure that everything's set where I want it to go before I Loctite and case sealant that stuff, because I want to make sure that obviously make sure we're not having an issue, right? Because sometimes this gasket, when you put the case sealant on it, it'll walk around a little bit on you. So I like to make sure that the gasket is where I want it to be as it's setting, so that you don't have an issue. So something else that I do is I put an edge or a bead of it inside here. It sucks when these things leak, so I get a pretty good liberal amount in there. And all I do is just run my finger down inside there to run it around. And this doesn't really go anywhere, it's just, I've found that if you do this, you don't have an issue. I've had a few of these leak on me over the years doing them, and it sucks when that happens. So I do this and they don't leak. So I know some guys will be like, oh, Cummins gaskets are the better ones, and I have had it happen to all of them, whether it's a Cummins gasket, not Cummins gasket, doesn't matter. And all I do is just run a little bead. Doesn't have to be a big bead. Usually across the top they don't leak. It's across the sides and the bottom that they leak. So, but if you're in here, I don't know if it makes a difference. These things like to vibrate, and I don't know if that has something to do with it. It's just the material that the gaskets are made out of. The reason that they have so many problems, I'm not really sure, but and all you gotta do is just put that on there. Make sure you don't screw your silicone up. Move it around a little bit, make sure you got everything good. And then all I do is just start these things. Make sure you got her lined up. And then it'll never go anywhere. Like I said, I just do them hand tight to start with. And then you just do the old same trick. Just run your finger down across this edge just to get the excess off. Looks like I'm just gonna have to add just a tad more in that one spot because I don't like that it's not coming out at all. And then yeah, so we got that part done. We're gonna do a couple of little things to it, but I'll come back to you guys after we get this finished. And then we'll go on with some more stuff. All right guys, so putting the valve covers on, this isn't really too hard, but just thought I'd show. So valve cover, the reason that I'm not gonna be using these valve covers in the finished product, but I want something to keep it sealed up and when I paint it and stuff. So all you gotta do, I don't put anything on the valve covers, make sure everything's nice and dry. Put the valve cover gasket on, you can just shove it on with your hand. Put it on. Now, these bolts don't need to be super tight because you need to tighten this down until it hits this shoulder. And then there is a new O-ring to put on here. And when I do that, I'll, you know, when I get it finished, I'll show that. But I'm not gonna put the new O-ring on it right now. But you do wanna put a new O-ring. They like to leak if you don't put one. And if you're reusing and you don't have the O-ring, a dab of silicone works. Or there again, case sealant, right? So pretty simple. And if you wanted to torque them, you could torque them. Torque on them would be 18 foot-pounds. There's just a 10 mil or an 8 mil bolt. It's nothing special about it. So that's all there is for doing that. The case sealant on the side isn't quite dry enough yet, so we'll just leave that alone for now. But I guess I should. So getting ready to tighten the tappet cover bolts up here. So I'm on the last one. I just thought I'd show you guys what I do. So the bolt in there like I was talking. All I do is put a dab of the case sealant and then a drop of Loctite on there. And you just tighten them down. And that's all she takes. You can see I shot a little bit of primer on there and just trying to get it so that the paint will look real nice. Anyways, I think we'll call it good on this one now. So basically we got the tappet cover on, the valve covers. I guess that's all we did on this one, so it wasn't too big of a deal. Maybe I'll add a little bit more to it. All right guys, well I got her painted. I painted it black, obviously it's black. So I got I kind of played around a little bit with some ideas for color scheme. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these BD valve covers on, which originally were black. I'm going to have them powder coated red, and then I'm going to clean the top off so they're shiny aluminum on the top. The lines are going to be red. The injection pump is going to be red. This cover is going to be red. This front case, I was actually going to use this one, but I actually never noticed, but it's actually ceramic coated, but some of the ceramic coated is wore off. So I'm going to have one powder coated red. The water pump's going to be painted red. So it'll have a bunch of red accent on. I think it'll go real nice black and red. And then we might do the front of the turbo in red as well. So anyways, like, subscribe, and we should have this thing finished up hopefully in the next couple weeks. Basically, I'm going to send off the stuff for powder coating this coming week. It is a short week because Family Day in Canada is we're off. But hopefully I can get the stuff back. We can get this thing together, and yeah, we'll have this one done, and then we can start doing some more work on the P-Pump 6.7. I got a bunch of cool stuff for that, so we can get working on that. And then I'm also hoping maybe next weekend that I can have the shop, this part of the shop here cleaned up, and I can get the shorty build in here so we can start working on that. So lots of content coming for you guys. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button if you haven't already. And if you got any comments, hit me down below. Thanks, guys.